Six Things We've Learned is back after the Inter-Dominion Carnival, and Robbie Morris is back with me. Robbie, what an outstanding day Sunday was.
Yeah, it was a great day to be a part of, and just goes to show the quality of horse we've got again.
Well, what was the number one talking point for you? Was it Bow Tied or Adore Me? I got asked this question on Sunday. I said it was Adore Me. I thought her 147.7 was simply stunning. She was never on the track at any stage. She'd driven aggressively from the outset. I actually thought the move to Natalie from Mark was the reason they went that fast, or the reason we got the 147.7, because she's such an aggressive driver. I like the way she put it to Frith. It was a cracking race. It was the race we wanted to see, and it was the race we got.
Yeah, it was. I was in the race with the Elusive Chick. She ran fifth, and the pace of the race was just unbelievable.
Do you break 150 as well?
Elusive Chick, I think she went 149 and 2 and ran fifth. But no, it was just a great race. It was stunning. There's no other way to explain it. She was just awesome. To go sub 28 quarters and then 2 sub 27s in 1 mile is just unheard of. And I don't think we'll see a boy do it for a long, long time. And she's a mare, so it just goes to show how good she is.
Did you know how fast they were going? Could you tell that?
I knew we were running, but yeah. I thought, we're running, which was good for my mare. It suited it, but I needed them to run going about 150, not 147 and a bit. So, it was just an amazing race to be in.
What about Bow Tied? I guess he's the other big talking point out of the big 2 performances on Sunday.
He was massive. He was just cruised along. Things didn't go. I honestly, my opinion, James Rattray drove Bow Tied a treat again. But the driver of the race for me was Blake. Terror to Love. He did something different. Got amongst it. No one expected him to try and cross. And then when that sort of threw the spanner in the works, but Jimmy was just too good. He knew he was too good. He sat there and just killed him. He was just too good.
Look, they've done a fantastic job. James and Fia with Bow Tied. What he's come through since the Miracle Mile to get him back and win the Inter-Dominion, that was first class.
The heat was his first run in 11 weeks or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, because after his Miracle Mile performance, yeah.
So he's had 2 runs in 13 weeks.
It was. Oh, he had the run in the Victoria Cup where he did.
Yeah, he was just massive.
He was a great training performance. Just on that, look, I'm one that we should protect the punter and look after the punter with a change of tactics rule, because the punters are the ones that put the money into the sport to give you guys the prize money and the owners the prize money to race for. But what Blake did the other day in the Inter-Dominion, no one was expecting it. No. And if they had gone to the stewards, look, the stewards, to their credit, they questioned Graham Court and Blake Fitzpatrick on it. Blake said the horse began that well. There was no one going forward. I decided to take some initiative, and I'm all for that.
Yep.
But drivers and connections having to disclose their tactics before a race, what do you think?
I don't like it. I agree with you, and I think our game does revolve a lot around the punter, but it's also, it's a sport, you know what I mean? You don't see football teams running out there and saying, we're deciding to go run on the left side because we think that's the weakest today. It's a game of tactics. And the change of tactics rule has never sat right with me, because I don't, if all of a sudden I say, look, I want to go forward with cover, that creates 7 horses wanting to get to you first they know you're going forward with cover. But there might be only 1 or 2 of them horses you really want to be sitting on. So it dictates the race, and I don't like that. I think it should be the drivers make their decision in the heat of the moment. That's what becomes a good driver and a bad driver.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, because, as I said, I think we've got to protect the punter, because they're the one who pay, so we don't want to see, and it's an integrity issue as well, if all of a sudden someone's going back 6 times in a row and then all of a sudden they fire out.
Yeah.
So there's got to be some protection. But I thought it was really well handled by the stewards on Sunday. They spoke with Graham Court, they spoke with Blake Fitzpatrick, they accepted their explanation. I thought it was well done. Franco Ledger, the third thing we learned on the weekend. Should he have been in the Inter-Dominion?
Yes.
Could he have?
Yes.
Could he have placed?
And Jeff Webster, I had tea with Jeff on Saturday night after the sales, and I know he was just shattered he wasn't in it. And Flaming Flutter's a great horse. It's that 1-1, had the perfect trip, and got beat probably 3 lengths by Bow. You put Franco Ledger in that spot, and I know Bow Tied's a great horse, but it's fast. It was flying, and it proved that he's a sit and sprint horse, and he come out in the Bohemia Crystal and made him look stupid. Just come out 3 wide at 1,000, cruised on up and blew him away. Yeah, he's something to look forward to, Franco Ledger. I just love his racing pattern. I think the 3,000 metres would have just suited him down to the ground, doing no work, but that's racing, I suppose.
Yeah, look, I think I said it pretty much on the Tuesday after the field had decided. I would have gone with Franco Ledger myself. Didn't think it was a massive issue, Blazing and Cullen in front of Franco Ledger, but understood, people's angst about it. But after what he came out and did on Sunday, he's obviously, if you were picking that field, he would have probably been in the top 4 horses into the field.
Well, I think you only got to look at the betting. I think he was 5th favourite in the betting. He was first emergency.
Yep.
He's a really good horse.
Our Sky Major in the Chariots.
Massive.
He was really, really cool, calculated drive from Zach Butcher.
Yeah, no, he was massive, sitting outside him. Bling It On got it really cheap in front. When he got that first half the way he did, I was 3 fence and I thought, he's going to be hard to hold out here. But our Sky Major was just brutal. He just played like they were a classy lot of 4-year-olds. I think they all went as good as they could, but he was just too good for him. Yeah,
no, I thought that was a really big performance from our Sky Major. And just on the 5th thing we've learnt for the week, with that meeting will stay in 12 months' time with the Inter-Dominion leaving and the Miracle Mile moving into that race slot. Our Sky Major is the perfect horse to be talking about Miracle Miles in 12 months' time. Imagine if you could, and I'm not saying we will be able to, things happen to horses, but if you could get a Dormy, if you could get Bow Tied, and you could get our Sky Major in 12 months' time for Miracle Mile, it'd just be a cracking race.
I don't know if did you have a chance to look at him on Sunday, our Sky Major?
No.
Oh, he's just stunning. I've never seen he's just one of them horses that you look at and you just, if he's not a good horse, you wouldn't believe it. You know what I mean? Like, he's just one of them horses when you look at him, he's just got that aura about him. He's a massive unit, but he's just a beautiful horse, so it's something to look forward to. And the Miracle Mile, it's going to fall right into that for them sort of horses, so it's going to be a really good next 12 months.
And finally, the last thing, Ideal for Real in the Derby. Really good calculated drive from Gavin Lang, but Emma Stewart, she just keeps on finding these really, really good babies that seem to develop into better horses. We think of Restrepo, we think of Philadelphia Man, we think of Guaranteed. She can get those babies to keep producing every 12 months.
And they get better and better. Like, you look at Ideal for Real, his run was massive in the Victorian Derby heat when he ran second Aztec Bromac. Was massive. If he just didn't get too far back, he beats Aztec Bromac easy. And then he come to the Victoria Derby. We both got knocked down together.
Yep.
You bring him to the New South Wales Derby, and he improved 2 lengths after the Victorian Derby. He's just a really, really good horse, and he's not the best gaited horse either. You watch him down the straights, he half crabs up the track and can put a few loose steps in, but he's just a giant horse. I think he's one to watch for the future, and like you touched on it, but Gavin's he just doesn't do wrong. He just sort of puts him into the race at the right spot. He put that horse, I was on his back, and I know that my horse wasn't really strong enough to do it. It was just 100% the right thing. It was the slowest tempo of the race. They were never going to quicken up because Hug the Wind was always in front. Art Union didn't want to put any speed on it. It was the only place for him to be, and it just won him the race.
So, in wrapping up, biggest performance on the day was?
Adore Me.
Adore Me, yeah, I tend to agree. 6 things we've learned from Inter-Dominion weekend.